Everyone, so this is the video for I Binged the Whole Show, an essay where you will interview someone about their preferences in television shows and write a profile. So this will be an essay format, just like the other two, just to give you an overview, we often ask people what they like to watch on TV as a way to get to know them. And what we watch on TV can indicate a lot about who we are as a person, our personality, our lifestyle, our identity, our likes and dislikes. And this can be especially true if we ask follow-up questions like, why do you like it? So, in this essay, you're going to have an introduction where you just introduce the person that you interviewed, giving a little information about who they are generally. And then you're going to include a claim in that introduction talking about, like, what do their tastes in TV shows say about who they are? So that's the whole question of the essay that you want to answer, okay? So you'll need to, in your body paragraphs, include evidence. So you'll have their answers to your interviewed questions as well as your own analysis of what they're saying. So mostly this is just looking for patterns, right? And trying to draw conclusions based on those patterns. So then in organization, you'll talk about, you'll be talking about what they like and dislike, and then the patterns in their likes and dislikes, and then what that says about them. So that's the basic structure of the essay. You'll start with, like, what do they like? And then get into, like, why do they like it? What patterns do you see in what they like or dislike, and what does that say about them? So your audience for this paper is going to be people wanting to know more about this person. You can sort of pretend that they're a celebrity, if that helps. Profiles are usually written about people who are celebrities or people who have power, like politicians or CEOs or things like that. So you want to give people an insight into who this person is that they wouldn't have known before. So that's what you're going for. Now, language in this, you can be slightly more informal. Try to have clarity, of course, but add lots of personality, yours and the person you're interviewing. If you use slang, explain it. We're old on the committee, so if you use slang, just explain what your slang word means. But other than that, like, you can use you can use a little bit of slang. You can sort of be more informal with this one. And then you'll end with a conclusion that gives your sense of this person after you have interviewed them. Do you think their tastes are normal, quirky, interesting, down to earth? Be positive but honest. You might include other ways that this person acts that supports your assessment of them based on their viewing habits. But just, draw some conclusions about who this person is. Okay. So you don't want to say, like, they're a bad person, but you do want to be honest. You want to say, like, they have a different sense of taste. They like things that, or maybe they like things that are popular. That they are a person who doesn't like to rock the boat. Or you could say, they have really quirky tastes, like they like to stand out, they like to be different, they whatever it is. So that's basically the essay in a nutshell. So in order to write this essay, you'll have to interview someone, anyone will do, about their tastes in TV shows. So ask what they like and why they like it, and or what they dislike and why they dislike it. Look for patterns in what they say, patterns in what they say they like, as well as patterns in what they say they dislike. In a TV show, many people will say they like, the same TV show for the same reasons or for different reasons. Okay, so many, maybe they say they like suspense, or a show that makes them laugh, or a show that's very realistic, or a show that's very unrealistic, like fantasy. Maybe they like a show that has interesting characters, or a show that has a bingeable story, where every episode ends on a cliffhanger. Maybe they only like shows that are new, or shows from 2005. So try to find patterns in what they like, and think about, what that says about them. What does it say about them if they like suspense? What does it say about them if they prefer shows that make them laugh? What does it say about them if they want realism? Or what does it say about them if they don't want realism? I don't necessarily like realism. I like more fantastical television shows. Not that I don't like realistic TV shows, but I don't like, really, really realistic. And that's because I like escapism, and it's because I like to use television as a way to, kind of relax and unwind, and not to think about like all of the horrible things happening in the world. Right? So you can draw conclusions about a person from what they say they like to watch on television. And then you're going to take the interview and use it to write a profile. So an interview is just a list of questions and answers. Question, what do you like to watch on television? Answer, I like to watch this, this, and this. That's all an interview is. With no analysis, no, connecting tissue, no story, basically. But a profile is supposed to show us something about the interview subject. So just like with the last essay, How to Make a Good Game, your task is to identify what makes a TV show good, but instead of using your own taste, you're using someone else's. Then by identifying their taste in shows, you'll reveal something about who they are based on what they like. So you need to basically tell a story about this person. So using your own words and using their words and kind of combining them. So you won't necessarily be thinking about how, you won't necessarily just be putting what they, what they said and leaving what you have to say out. You need to put in your 2 cents and talk about, what you think that means, that they like that or that they dislike that. And you need to tell a story. You need to tell me a story about this person based on their TV watching tastes. So that's basically the gist of it. Now, interviewing someone can be sort of difficult. So you have to ask the right questions. You can't ask questions that are just too vague. You can start with more vague questions and get more specific as you go along. But what you can do is, I'm going to copy this, and I'm going to go to an AI. Okay, I know many of you are like, AI, are we allowed to use that? You are. So you could take the prompt and, try to get it to write you some interview questions. We'll see how that works. So, these could be good questions. Do you prefer to watch TV alone or with others? That could tell you something about them. What genres, what do you, pacing, plot and storyline. Like, it can help you to find more specific questions that you can ask them. And you don't have to use all of these questions. You can use some of them, or, one or two of them. But it might give you a little bit more specific content if you were to use AI to create those questions. And that's one of the tasks that AI is well suited for. So here I'm using Gemini, which is the Google version. There's also ChatGPT, and there's all kinds of AI out there. But I prefer Gemini just because I like Google products and it gives me the results that I want generally. But yeah, like it even, gives you categories of questions. And that I would be totally fine with you using AI for. Okay, so you would still want to put at the end of your paper, like, I used AI to create interview questions, or especially if you put more specifically, like, I used AI to come up with these interview questions, and I came up with these ones on my own. Just to let me know that you're using AI, and to, be completely clear about it. Now, when you do your interview, you can do it in person and sort of record what they say, or have a dictation tool write down what they say. That can be kind of iffy. You can also do an emailed interview or a texted interview, or an interview over social media. So, like, you can type the question and have them type their response, and do a back and forth that way. So you can do text messaging, email, social media, whatever the case may be. You can use that. So it doesn't matter to me, just as long as you are sort of using what they have to say. And you can, interview someone you're comfortable with. I don't care. Email interview whoever. Interview your mom, for all I care. It doesn't really matter. It's just a matter of getting that content and trying to, say, okay, so here's what this says about this person, that they love these shows and they hate these shows, and it doesn't have to be negative, right? It can be, you can just be an observer, and be looking at it sort of from a neutral standpoint. You're not making judgments. You're just trying to say, here's something that you can understand about this person by knowing what they like and why. So, this one's a little more difficult than the last two, especially because you're including someone else and not just yourself. But I have total confidence that you guys can do it. So, let me know any questions that you have, and I'll be available by email, or I have my office hours in the library on Mondays and Wednesdays, and in the Success Center on Fridays, noon to 1:30 every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So don't hesitate to stop by, or talk to me. We also have, great tutors in the Success Center, and we have an English success coach, Ali Ouimet, who is really, really great. We have an English specialist, Luis Gonzalez, I want to say. And he's really good. I've met him. So, there's lots of resources for you to utilize. So just if you are struggling at all, please let someone know. All right. All right. I will talk to you guys later, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your week.